Hi, it's Ivy Slater. I was recently talking to a client and she was sharing her frustration with how a sales conversation had recently gone. And I said, tell me about it. And when I really listened, what I heard was she wasn't really getting into what was important to the client. She wasn't spending enough time to ask the questions, to actually create the value, the scope that will deliver results by the client's investment. So we talked some more, and we actually created a little bit more of a process for her. I did this recently with somebody who was interested in working with me. She asked me, Ivy, are you taking on more clients? I said, yes, I am. I'm taking on some more clients, especially for 2022. We're setting up things up new, differently, in a really exciting way at Slater Success. She's like, I'd like to talk to you more about that. I said, great, let's schedule a call. And we did. And in that phone call, I really asked the questions. I asked about the vision for her business, the vision for her life, the goals she wanted to achieve. What has stopped her from achieving this in the past? What makes now different, unique, or the right time? When we really looked at those things, she looked at me and she said, would you help me? I said, sure. Would you like to talk about that further? You have to be able to stay in the conversation and ask the questions. Our next step was really breaking out the scope, how we were going to work together to deliver the results that we already identified that were important to her. We already moved the obstacles away when I said, what is this different? Why now? Why is it important to you now? When we got down to the money, she goes, what will the contract be like? How do you work? I said, well, I set up a contract. We've discussed the scope. Let's review it. And we put a price point based on that scope. And I said, and we're just going to divide it by the amount of time we're working together, which is going to start at a year. And she goes, that makes so much sense. And it's so easy. She leaned into me and she goes, do you take credit cards? I love my points. I said, of course we do. It made the whole process so much easier, simpler, and cleaner. Don't rush your sales. Sometimes it's one conversation, sometimes it's two. I've had times that it's 3 or 4, especially in larger organizations. I recently spoke to an entire leadership team. When they were all leaned into the table and said, yes, what's our next steps with you? We knew we were ready to actually move to the contract conversation. So stay clear, stay on it, stay in the conversation, and you too will see success.